Hey folks, Quilly here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 as the Netherlands. It's so good to say that. It took us a long time to get there, and wow, is the mouse scroll speed ever being slow for some reason? I guess I was zoomed way out, but honestly, it felt like it took ages. Yeah, it actually is kind of weird. Anyway, let's move on. So, lots of things happened in the last episode. You know, things are still busy. We're still, you know, picking up the carcass of France over there. We're still expanding, doing all those things. But one of the big things I had a discussion with myself about are various religious and government type questions in terms of, for example, should I change to the Reformed religion? Which I believe I can right now. I can make the swap. So let's break it down. What do you get as Catholic? Well, built into Catholic, you don't get much other than tolerance of the true faith and intolerance of heretics, basically. Of course, the real advantage of being Catholic is being able to gain influence in the Holy See and hopefully become the papal controller, at which point then you can do things like break off royal marriages and call crusades and excommunicate people, which is great, which is grand. But other than that, they don't really have a whole lot going on. Now, what's interesting about both Protestant and Reformed is they do have some built-in stats other than just tolerance of the true faith. Protestant gets a bonus to national tax modifier and cheaper ideas, whereas Reformed get 10% more trade efficiency, and they have an extra advisor to choose from whenever they want to pick a new advisor. And actually, in the next expansion, Wealth of Nations, the Reformed nation or Reformed religion is actually going to get a few more ideas. They're going to get this thing called religious fervor that they can use to spend on various things. Now, so I was debating whether to do the change or not, and some people do think going Reformed is a good idea, some people think it's a bad idea, but one of the things, the people who say it's a good idea say, you're hurting your chance of getting countries to flip to Reformed because of the number of cardinals you have, which may or may not be true, I don't know, but the thing is, I've decided that I'm not going to convert at this point. I'm going to stay Catholic. Also, in terms of government type, you can sort of rig the system to try to change to a republic, which would be great. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep going as a monarchy and as a Catholic monarchy at that until we trigger some events, actually. And it took me a long time to track down the files. Like, I went through the various event files for the Netherlands. Now, some of the events are in Burgundy. Some of the events are in the Netherlands or Holland file. And the Dutch file is another one. It's kind of hard to, like, find where is where. And some things are in the religious file and so on and so forth. But the Netherlands gets an event sometime in the 1600s called it will allow us to activate a republic. There'll be an event. We'll get a choice between staying as a monarchy, changing to an administrative republic, or changing to a Dutch republic. It will happen hopefully sometime in the year 1580 or beyond, although if we get all the way to 1621, we've lost our chance. So somewhere in that 40-year window, hopefully this will trigger. It's a percentage chance thing, so it may or may not actually hit for us. But if it does, we'll be able to switch to the Dutch Republic, which will be great. And then the other thing, now that's an event, and then in the mission file, the Netherlands get an event or have the opportunity to grab an event called Embrace the Teachings of Calvin, which can trigger in the year 1650 or later. Actually, I don't know if it's strictly true. Hold on. It becomes, I think, more likely to happen after 1650, but I think it can happen earlier than that. It's also more likely if we have humanist tolerance, which is actually something that you need a republic for. It's one of the ideas. It's the instead of aristocratic ideas, when you become a republic, you can get plutocratic ideas, and one of the ideas in there is humanist tolerance, which will increase the chance of that happening. Anyway, that will trigger a mission for us to convert over to being Reformed, and the benefit of that is that we get something called increased innovation in our country that reduces our technology cost by 5%, which is fantastic. So I'm not going to do any conversions until we hit the events. And then we'll see what happens at that point. Anyway, all that to say, let us move forward, I think. Now, at this point, I'm still rocking a crazy amount of vassals, although it's certainly, like, it's been working out for us. I'm not crying too much about that. We are integrating some people. We actually got another diplomat. We could be bringing in more people. I just want to remind myself who it is exactly that we're annexing. Explain? Yes? No? Really? You're not telling me that there? That's weird. I mean, I guess there's the flag, but it's Champagne and Normandy. That's right, up here. Now, the one thing with Champagne is that they're cosmopolitan, and I think they're Catholic, which means all these other cosmopolitan Catholic provinces, like here and here, they actually probably will take, even though they haven't actually owned it, which I always forget about. Whereas I don't think there's any more Norman culture. No, I really should not be integrating Champagne. If I'm gonna be like integrating any of my vassals, it should not be the cosmopolitan one. Perhaps Armagnac down here is Gascon culture, which of course Gascon would be. And really, the real big threat is now Spain. We're gonna have to do something about them. So, what is the action plan at this point? I think we keep more or less going with what we're doing, but honestly, I think it is time for us to rival Spain. Since they've already rivaled us, and also we will embargo them. We're gonna have to start hurting their economy. But yeah, I'm gonna cancel the integration of Champagne, which feels a little crazy. But he just started. He's only 16% along the way, so we're gonna do that, and we'll integrate someone else instead. Possibly Armagnac. I mean, I know I got to cut back on my people, but honestly, we've got too much good stuff. Actually, Provence is not someone I want to do either. Like, I want to cut down on the number of vassals I have, but they're all really, really good, is the problem. They have a lot of other provinces they could pick up. Yeah, see, they're Occitan, and they can grab that. Plus, I think they may have had a core. No, I guess they never had a core over here. But they should still be able to take it. We can take it and then sell it to them, is the point. We'll get the AE, but we won't get the overextension or have to spend the administrative power points for that. Can we... We have no diplomats to send. Do we have a truce with anything? Wow, a lot of events just changed. Austria, who are you fighting with? You already hate me. You've rivaled me. You know what? I decline. I decline. I will purposely make your life a little bit harder than it is, just to screw with you. Yeah, truces. So, we've got truces with Connaught, Wales, France, Lorraine, and Mantua. So, yeah, nothing much to do there. We could declare war on some people down here, like maybe Mali, actually. We can grab their gold provinces. I like that idea a lot, because we do have a fleet and everything. Speaking of my fleet, so the second fleet is here. This is actually my primary fleet. Let's go and do that. Still got some mercs there, actually. So we're not going to war against them right away. Yeah, let's do this. We'll land in Sierra Leone. Presumably we've got a CB already against these guys. We don't, actually, which is kind of annoying. Because what we want... Or actually, the two provinces we can't see right over here. Fabricate claim on... Probably Gabu. Well, we're going to want Futa Halon, or Futa Jalon, because we need to be able to reach these two. The coastal provinces are pretty good, but I guess we'll fabricate a claim over there, and we'll go ahead and take the aggressive expansion on it as well. What's your current mission? Oh, yes! Still that objective to do the northeastern stuff. So, going to war here, we might get a little aggressive expansion against Portugal and Castile, because they are nearby, but other than that, it's not really going to be much of a thing. In terms of religious stuff, we are going to obviously continue to try to control the Curia. We're going to continue to convert Protestant provinces, but we won't worry about reformed ones quite so much. So there's my little explorer dude. Well, explorer dude, go explorate. That's what you're going to do. In fact, we'll probably need another conquistador down below. What are my current military leaders? Oh, we have 2 conquistadors. Fantastic. Austria, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Fleet is attritioning, that's fine. You are on the boat attritioning, that's fine. Just gotta make sure that my armies... So you're there. You know what? We may as well merge up so you're not in the list. You are way over here and alone, and I keep considering just disbanding you. Honestly. I might have to run like some ships over there at some point to do something. 5th Army in the Cape, which is good. We are still... I mean, there's no natives here. If we had another colonist, I would just send them off to do something right away. What I'm curious about... Yeah, here. Where's my conquistador? You, no leader. That's fine. Defender of the Faith is actually probably a good idea. It does hurt our tech cost. We're just about to tech up militaristically. I think that's why we're waiting there, which makes sense to me. Territory map. Let's go back over here. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Since we're relatively safe over here, let's go ahead and drop this conquistador right there. And then we'll pop you right back home afterwards, because I'm going to take the conquistador off, because he's going to be leading the army against Mali. Good. You guys can merge up then. Shrink the list a little bit. Yeah, Connaught, who is our vassal, right? Yeah, and we're going to go and war England soon enough, too. Actually, maybe that's what I should have started with. That might have actually been the plan. But I think what we do is we take our shots and we go after Mali when we've got a chance. All right. Ah, that's the pop-up I'm looking for. Good. What is the fabrication going for? 29%. Not as high as it could be, but that's okay. I think my ship limit could still use an upgrade. And I think we're going to be building some carracks. Although, okay, let's take a look at our enemy navies here. England is rocking nothing. Castile actually has 14 heavy ships, so we're going to have to respond to that. We've got a lot of money. We're not going to Defender of the Faith right now, apparently, because we're just going to have to be spending on heavy ships, unless we're just about to upgrade to a better ship, and we're not. We're still 4 tech levels away from that, so I think it's worth investing here. There'll probably be some naval battles at some point where we lose some ships. So we actually need 10. I've built. We're going to be able to just fill this up. So these ships are not only expensive to build, but they actually have a really high maintenance cost. But we need some heavy ships. If we check the Netherlands, just to get a quick count, we have 11. So that'll put us over the top. We've got lots of light ships as well. Apparently we've got light ships in this group. Yeah, they don't really need to be there, do they? Let's take a look at our trade map and figure out exactly what we want to do. Now, you are protecting trade node London, because we have a guy here who's actually shunting trade away from London to us, mostly to just screw over England, because screw you, England, honestly. So that's one important thing. Then we've got Western trade node, which is good. Now specifically, now we are transferring trade power here just to be more aggressive. Oh, we need to be transferring trade power here so that we can actually send ships, because you can't send ships if it's outside your thing. Now ideally we're pulling it there. We're actually doing a really good job. We could send some extra ships here just to suck it even more in our direction. It actually doesn't hurt if it goes to London, because we're actually shuffling more stuff over that way. And our last trade route is over here, where we do have a presence and we are pulling things forward because we do have Navarra. However, we're actually not doing a very good job of that. So I think this second trade fleet is going to go into Bordeaux and help there. I think that's entirely reasonable. So you, army, can stay there. The actual battle fleet, I think, is going to come back up north. Battle fleet and transport fleet. And how are we doing? Yeah, our land force limit, we can go up quite a bit there as well. So I have a feeling we should just be building infantry at this point. Yeah, we still have a lot of riders, and that's going to be more than what we need. In fact, we could probably throw in some more cannons. There seems to be a lot of debate as to what the preferred ratio is. Everyone's got a different opinion. I mean, ideally, you have like a 1-to-1 cannon to infantry ratio in that then you have your cannons perfectly protected by your infantry. The problem is the infantry does die a lot. So I think a 2-to-1 ratio with the infantry to cannons is good, and then throw a couple of knights in each group just to do some flanking. Okay. And, oh, the Cape became self-sufficient. I think there was an attack going somewhere else that I actually missed. Land combat, which we are going to win handily. Okay, good. Cape. Good job. So now the question is, where else do we want to colonize? I guess we'll wait until we move to the next step. Yeah, don't turn around. Just go. That's totally okay. We need another advisor. So, I don't think we need the cheaper stability cost. I'll go for the tax rate. I don't think there's a reason for it. What's the revolt risk in different places? Religious risk in Colne. That's okay. Colne. So we'll go ahead and grab the money guy. That's all right. How's our inflation? Is non-existent and dropping because of our ideas. Let's actually bring that down. Is it a Dutch idea? Oh, it is one of the basic Dutch ideas. Yeah, we definitely have to get some gold mines, honestly, here. Either in the New World or the Dark Continent. Okay, so we got here. We also got... Yeah, tax base of 2 is going to be worth more. I mean, there's a lot of possible grabs. There's New World grabs, but I think grabbing the valuable ones down here are going to be really, really nice for us. So we may as well do that while we're here. Again, no natives. We don't need quite as many troops as we have here. We could really move some things somewhere else. But that's all right. Let's not tell anyone we're not being efficient. No one will know. Who's my other explorator? You there. Wander around some more. Good. So, can we... I don't recall that. Can we make friends with, like, Cornwall? Or Wales? Can we? I mean, I know we have a lot of vassals already. But this foothold here. I think the thing to do is to go to war with England, like, soon. With the idea that we will take Meath, and then we will simply diplo-annex Connaught or Ireland at that point. And that will cut back our vassals. Because at that point, we really won't need this guy. I'm leaving them there now because they've got a claim on Meath, but it's also the right culture and whatever. In fact, I should go to war before that claim runs out. When does that happen? We've got 4 years. Okay, good to know. Diplomat, definitely come home. That's fine. Everyone else is busy annexing. Yeah, annex Normandy. That's totally groovy. And fabricate the claim down there. That is fine as well. Let's move everyone into Picardy. And actually, we'll go ahead and shuffle some troops up here as well. I guess we'll move you into Calais because there's a port there. That's all right. Maintenance, I think, is probably a little higher than it needs to be on our troops right now. No, it is halfway down. Not making quite as much money as I'd hoped, given that. That's okay. And still some mercs, and that's okay. We'll use them to siege or whatever. Boom. Okay, Bavaria. All right. It's all right, Bavaria. I forgive you. Army's arriving. All right. So, where's our other colony? Oh, yeah, there. Which I think is what we need for the quest. Army, South Equatorial Current. All right. And the fleet has arrived. Good. All right, let's take a look at what this army composition is. It's fine. It could probably use a few more cannons. Let's move half over there because we only have the 11 ships. Well, I guess regardless, it's gonna... Yeah, I guess this will be our 11 that get on there. 11 transports, I mean to say. So, what we will do is we will let these guys siege there. So that way we don't have to. And we will mostly go and get in England's face. Actually, we don't even need to go and do a ground war with England at all. Like, not in the slightest. Do we have a CB against them? We don't have a CB against England. I could offer them a loan. They have bad stability, bad everything. There's no way they're repaying a loan. Here, I will loan you for 1 year. Cost too much too soon. I'll drop the interest. I don't think that'll matter. I think it's mostly the timing. What? Seriously, it looped around? No, they're not willing no matter what. Oh, and they hate me. Okay. So they're not willing to do the loan nonsense. We might just have to do a fabricate claim then, even though that's aggressive expansion. There's no coalition against me right now, is there? No, it's fine. And I'm not necessarily intending to take land here, so we'll go ahead. We'll start fabricating a claim against England and try to get a CB there, just so that we can take Meath within the next 4 years. That's really the #1 goal. Although there's something to be said about, like, keeping that there so that we can generate war score if ever there's another war against England. But I really like the idea of just capturing that and then annexing Connaught at that point and just feeling good. Cleves declares war on Ansbach. Cleansing of the heresy. Wow, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone's busy. That's fine. Missionary in Cologne, which is why they're talking about potentially revolting. We're trading fur. Fur is cool. Well, no. Fur is evil, man. But it's good for making money, so... What's evil about money? Really, guys? I mean, we all know that, right? Do-do-do. Alright, that's all the individual armies. What do we have here? Nobles demand old rights. Nobility during this period still recall the days when the king was just the first among many nobles. Oh, return to those days. Yeah, I don't think so. Although, yeah, see, losing stability sucks. Losing 10% tax also sucks. In fact, again, I keep saying it always sounds like it's kind of the same. The question is whether or not I want to push the button to get more stability again. So it wouldn't be the 50%. But because of our poor religious unity right now, it would actually be quite costly. So I will go ahead and take the tax modifier. Taxation is still the bulk of our income, but we'll manage. I think we'll manage anyway. How's that fabrication? Alright. So we may as well put our meter all the way up now. Still making money, although as soon as we go to war, we'll be losing money at that point. But that's alright. And we don't really have enough troops to bulk. You know what? Since we're not going to war with England right away. Yeah. Get on a ship. You guys bring another load of ships down. To here. Another load of dudes, rather. And we'll grab the war goal right away. And we'll be able to siege through their stuff really fast with cannons. And we can break up very small. And there we go. And we don't have to worry about actually losing any fights, even against a big stack, because their tech level is 3. So they haven't westernized or anything like that. Their tech group is, well, their tribal despotism is what they are. So that's going to be pretty easy. So just waiting for a missionary to come back. And, oh, and we can... Yeah, that's fine. You over here. No leader. We're still sending the colonists. Great. And you are going to get a leader. He's not great, although he's got the bonus to siege, which is going to be fantastic here, because that's it. We're basically just going to, like, just rip through this entire territory and siege like crazy. So our goal is to take the 2 gold provinces. That's fine. That's good. Invest in an idea of knowledge transfer. Reduced decay is nice. I don't think we need to rush to another tech group. Although, if I did pop my tech levels, and am I getting a discount right now? I'm actually not getting... Oh no, I've got 10% year bonus. If I did pop this right now, then I could easily go and become Defender of the Faith and not worry about the tech loss. Oh, it's actually the military one that wants an upgrade. Oh! A new unit. Oh, we're going to go up to the Tertio right now? That's fantastic timing. Oh, beautiful. And we should be getting a discount here. Only 5%. Oh, we're actually 3 years ahead of time. But I'm going to take it anyway, because it's going to be good for this war. Even though it means we do have to wait another tick here for this to finish off. The extra tactics are going to be very good. So yeah, so we've got a couple of different dudes here. Again, the offensive versus defensive dots don't really matter too much, because in any given battle, you're constantly going back and forth. It has nothing to do if you're the attacker or not. Some people will prefer different stuff than others. Higher morale means you're more likely to just, say, win the battle, right? Because you lose the battle when you run out of morale. On the other hand, shock and fire allows you to do damage in the battle. Which can also lead to victory, but also tends to mean that your overall losses are less and the other side's losses are more, which is pretty good. I'm tempted, therefore, you can count dots, so that's 10 total morale versus 9 total morale. So 9, so 15, 18 in total, whereas this was 10, 15, 21 in total, and I kind of like the fact that there's more fire. A little less shock sucks. But yeah, I mean, the Tertio seems to be the way to go. And I think most people agree. And so with that in mind, I'm going to not grab the admin idea right now, unless it leads... No, it doesn't give me this right away. That will be really nice. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, we'll be grabbing those ideas soon enough, but not quite yet. Okay, so we're just going to wait for that to recover, and actually we'll get our second stack of the military now, which is going to be very convenient. We got a diplomat back from Mali. Poland is improving results, or improving relationships. Our fleet has arrived. Learned about the East Guinea Basin. Connaught making friends. That's It's fine. Are the ships damaged at all? No, they're not. So I will actually prep them by putting them off the coast over here. So they're going to be in a sieging position. We'll go ahead and grab our new admin tech level. And lovely. And just wait for these guys to re-morale up from the unit change. There, that's basically good now. They're going to be fine. We're going to declare war. To do that, I don't think we're going to... Yeah, they wouldn't come in anyway. They're allied with Fez, which is actually pretty large. I guess the question is, what kind of fleet does Fez have? They actually have a noticeable fleet, which might be a problem for my trade groups. I think what I'm going to do is grab my trade fleets. Oh, I've got all my heavies now too. And merge them here at Picardy. And we'll have one large escorted fleet for the rest of the thing. And I'll just have them escort or scan the Western trade node. That'll be fine. And then this group is going to be sturdy enough, right? How much did Fez have? 6 and 14. So yeah, and here we've got, well, only the 11 heavies, really. The transports technically sort of help, but not much. I think the 11 heavies are going to be okay. I may want to avoid the battle, especially since I don't have an admiral here, but that's all right. Okay, good. And you know what? Before we go to war, we're going to put a cut in here. See you guys next time.